Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Now, I know that holiday seasons are not always enjoyable or fun for everyone. It can actually be a lonely and a very sad time. So, for those of you in that situation, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Feel free to email me anytime you like. I'm always here to chat. I'm not very good at responding to Twitter DMs. Hopefully, I'll get better, but I haven't so far. But just know that my heart goes out to you and you are not alone. So first up today, this has been covered a lot, but just in case you're new to the community and not sure how to talk about these things, Tesla did repay its $465 million loan 10 years early, which was originally supposed to be due in 2022, and they paid a penalty for early repayment. Ford, Nissan, Fisker all still have unpaid loans, and Tesla's was not a bailout. I repeat, not a bailout, it was a loan. But with those bailouts, GM, here are the numbers, Chrysler, here are the numbers. And I promise, zero political bias here, but let us not forget that Tesla was once derided as a loser by then presidential candidate Mitt Romney, who likened it to now bankrupt energy company Solyndra. The point here is Tesla does pay its debts, and one of these companies, Tesla, is not like the others. As we approach the end of quarter four and also the end of 2021, delivery figures are coming back into play. So just to let you guys know what everyone is expecting, Troy Tesla right now is expecting 287,000 deliveries for quarter four, with most of Wall Street analyst consensus at 265,000. We have Gary Black holding his fourth quarter volume estimate at 273,000. And we have Brian from My Tesla Weekend, who has also been excellent at this exercise, sitting at 288,708 for quarter four. And I'm not sure where Rob at Tesla Daily stands at the moment, but we will find out soon enough. So here we have to take a second to talk about the new Tesla update that everybody was initially excited for, but after the weekend and a few days with it, it seems as though, simply put, the practicality has been reduced. And yes, there are some good new features and it's not all bad. However, huge part of the Tesla community is sharing the sentiment that this update was actually a step backward in terms of functionality and overall usability. For context, in the Tesla Motors subreddit, getting 3,000 upvotes is usually as high as it goes, and here is what this user said. The wipers are moved behind a menu. The Save Dashcam button moved behind a menu. Dual zone climate control buttons forced upon you even if you never use it. Impossible to turn on heated seats without climate control off, especially stupid since Tesla themselves state to use heated seats instead of cabin heat to save battery, but now that's not possible. And they're also in a menu now. Impossible to turn on the rear glass heat without also turning on climate control. Move the change map orientation button to a harder spot to reach for no reason. Can't see energy use or trip computer while driving without it taking over the whole map. The messages pane is so much smaller you can't see the conversation at a glance without scrolling. The list of regressions just keeps going on and on. Now, to be clear, this does not seem like an isolated opinion, as through the comments and across all different socials, this seems to be a very common theme with plenty of people upset, and the overarching theme is that many of the quick access buttons and features that people want easily accessible are now tucked in the menu, making things harder when you're driving. Now sure, the main counter argument to this is that Tesla is moving towards a place where all input is bad, meaning they want to automate everything, the windshield wipers, the seat heaters, certain things that have been removed from the main one-touch screen. So the argument goes, in the short term, you're gonna have some problems, things won't be ideal, but in time, as Tesla continues to improve the software and these automated items get better and better, that you won't need to have input, it'll just work how you would expect it to. But based on the initial reviews, we are definitely not there yet, and people just want the simple option to turn these things on and off simply and quickly. And here's a separate post with some other issues, talking about the icons, not liking the colors, they don't look great, they look older, people like the prior minimalist design, the speedometer is terribly small and horribly positioned in the leftmost corner, in certain driving positions your right hand can block the view of it, checking trip information was easy and one slide away, why is it now buried in the menus? And the full screen FSD beta visualization is nice, but it should not have replaced the semi full screen view. This person loved the 2/3, 1/3 split between the beta and maps because it gave me the best view of what beta was seeing and about to do and what the next maneuver was based on map data. I don't really see the point of this full screen view. I don't trust beta enough to let it go without me seeing the map in full detail. So we're going to learn in the next few weeks and months how committed Tesla really is to all input is bad. I'm sure they're going to hear this feedback. I'm going to do my best to get it to the Tesla team. So while minimalism and automation can be great in the long term, it seems as though right now Tesla is not ready to pull that off in a way that is pleasing to most users. And here we have a bit better video of the blind spot camera in action. However, some users are saying that it's bad at night because the light from the blinker is blinding the camera. Others are saying they wish the video stream would come up faster when you turn the turn signal on, and some others are saying that the video portion is not bumping the virtual car up like you're seeing on the screen. It's just an overlay on top of it, which some people don't like. And the last thing I want to mention here is as Tesla grows, it's going to be impossible to please everyone. What one person likes, somebody else may hate. That's just how it goes. However, in this instance, it does look like there was some oversight in terms of overall usability, so hopefully Tesla can rectify the situation in the weeks to come. Shifting gears, we get an anecdote from this gentleman on LinkedIn. He finally shared he's joining the Tesla battery cell manufacturing team at Giga Berlin starting in January, a positive sign. Our guy Bradford on Twitter shared a video of the Cybertruck for kids at half speed. A good reminder for gratitude from Jeff. Can we take a moment to thank Tesla for providing us unlimited data for streaming music and movies for only $10 per month? Now, to give us all some context, here we have GMC's connected services, available plans. We have Connect a Vehicle, which is unlimited Wi-Fi hotspot data and connected navigation for $24.99 per month. And with Ford, it looks as though you can get unlimited data in your vehicle for $20 per month, but after 22 gigabytes of data usage, AT&T may slow your speed. Joe shared a special delivery at Giga Texas, a test Model Y body and alignment rig, both moved into the north end of the paint shop. More to come in his YouTube video later today, but here are the images for your viewing pleasure. In case you missed it, Sawyer shared he was told multiple Plaid Model X deliveries will happen tomorrow, mostly if not all in California for now though. In an article from Ava, the Tesla Model 3 is the best-selling EV and the number 12 overall car in Europe for November 2021. Number 12 overall, yes, including ICE vehicles. So looking at the BEV chart, Model 3 leads the way up 119% year over year, followed by the Renault Zoe, roughly 2,000 vehicles behind. But in my opinion, a more impressive feat is landing at number 12 on the overall vehicle list out of the top 15 vehicles. And looking at these, most of these will be lower or more affordable than the Tesla Model 3. And it should be noted that the Model 3 is the only EV on this list. So very encouraging signs as we head into Giga Berlin opening. Jay in Shanghai shared a video of the holiday release for the Chinese market. I'm sure you've seen all of the light shows by now, but in case you missed this one little feature, there you have it. And for everybody who likes to nerd out, you can actually customize your own light show. I will include a link to the GitHub guide below. Speaking of light shows, Joachim on Twitter shared some images of the new Tesla headlights. Remember, these are built in partnership with Samsung. These are the Pixcell LED Matrix headlights. So going to Samsung's website, these headlamps with Pixcell LED can selectively distinguish areas on the road that need to be lit or others that need to be kept dim, helping drivers navigate tough road conditions like fog, snow, rain, etc. Which, yes, long-term will be very important for autonomous vehicles. This adaptable matrix light has 100 individually addressable pixels, and here you get a pretty cool representation of the actual setup. And remember, back in April, we heard news of this specific partnership. Now, to my knowledge, these new headlights are in most vehicles. However, I'm not sure they are yet into the Model Y non-performance versions, but if any of you have more intel, please let us know below. A very important point I would like to make here. Pranay said, on Christmas Eve 2008, Tesla funding round completed. Tesla was literally a few days away from bankruptcy. Elon had to put in all his money in assets. He had to borrow money from friends to pay rent. 2008 was a difficult year. Thanks for never giving up. Elon said that was a crazy tough year. Tesla financing closed at 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve, the last hour of the last day possible. Payroll would otherwise have bounced 2 days after Christmas. And yes, we should all be thankful to Elon, but the point I wanted to make is that anyone else in the EV space, specifically EV makers like Rivian, Lucid, etc., they should be incredibly grateful to Elon, because now there is a world where you can raise money as an EV startup in a very easy fashion, because Tesla has made EVs cool. They've worked incredibly hard to become wildly successful, and it's created an environment where investors are ready to throw their money at the next Tesla, which probably doesn't exist, but really Tesla and Elon have paved the way for this entire EV movement, and in my opinion, they do not get enough credit for taking those risks and making it work in an environment when EVs were still just going to be lame golf carts. Naturally, over the weekend, one of the largest news stories was this: Tesla owner blows up a Model S instead of paying 22 grand for a repair bill. No need to get into it. Basically, he had an older Model S, was quoted that for a repair. Apparently it was through Tesla. They didn't talk about if he went to any third parties, but for whatever reason, him and a team decided to blow it up. And I'm only mentioning this because a ton of news outlets picked it up, but in my opinion, there is nothing to see or know here. A quick note here about the importance of tires specifically for EVs. Goodyear is now recognizing that as well, with its first North American market replacement tire specifically designed for EVs. The Electric Drive GT is an all-season tire with an asymmetric tread pattern. More on that in a second. Expected to launch next year, 2022, and it will use a tire size compatible with the Model Y and Model 3 from the factory. And in case you don't know, EVs have different requirements for load, torque, noise, range, and rolling resistance, so tires can have a profound effect on range and efficiency and the overall driving experience. But to be clear, Goodyear is not the first company doing this. Michelin, Continental, and Bridgestone already have EV replacement tires. But back to those asymmetric tread patterns. Well, first, a symmetric tread pattern has the same pattern, the grooves and the blocks, is present on both sides of the tire. And of course, asymmetric is the opposite. But what's the reasoning? Why would you use asymmetric tread patterns? Well, high levels of performance in multiple different areas. In performance contexts, an asymmetric design can also encourage even tire wear, durability, and longevity. If you think about performance or at the track, there's so much hard cornering where the outside of the tire wall can be damaged first. So these companies will build specific tread and block patterns for the outside that specific area of the tire. So while asymmetric tread can give you improved performance in certain conditions, not all iterations are done well, as you would expect. And you should also note that over the long term, you will have less options when it comes to tire rotation. For obvious reasons, when you have symmetric tread patterns, you can rotate the wheels in a variety of ways, where you'll be limited in that aspect with asymmetric tread patterns. DEMA shares that next year, Norway may completely abandon sales of cars with internal combustion engines, where electrified models have already occupied 95% of the market. Norway is an example for all countries. Elon said, "As goes Norway, so goes the world." That said, still a long way to go to replace the fleet of combustion vehicles on the road. Here, Redline Reviews did a great review of the performance Tesla Model Y versus the Ford Mustang Mach-E GT Performance. A very fair and unbiased review in my opinion, and you will most likely learn some new things, some little features about the vehicles, especially the Ford Mach-E for us Tesla fans. So the full 39-minute video will be linked below if you're interested. Speaking of the Mach-E, it looks like the first customer deliveries in China took place over the weekend. The locally produced Mach-E is being sold via Ford BEV's growing network of direct-to-customer stores located in major Chinese metropolitan markets. Currently, there are 25 such stores dedicated to the sale of Ford EVs in China. So congratulations to Ford. I think this is a very important and a well-done vehicle. I do plan to test drive one here very soon. And contrary to popular belief in the Tesla community, we do need non-Tesla EVs that are well done. But that is all for today. Please take a second to like the video if you did. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.